Welcome to Girl Talk. I'm Betsy McDaniel in for Debbie Lyons today, but we are still here at Lyons Land. And joining me first this morning is Cathy Ulmer from Ulmer Pharmacy. Thank you so much for being with me.
Thanks for having me today. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. So kind of a word that is on everybody's mind these days is vaccine.
Yes.
So we wanted to chat maybe a little bit about vaccines in general,
right?
Not just the COVID vaccine, and kind of what you as a pharmacy, your protocols and what you do there.
So in South Carolina, pharmacies can give any vaccine under protocol for certain age groups. So at our pharmacy, we offer the flu vaccine, the pneumonia vaccine. We also offer Shingles, and then there is the tetanus vaccine, which has now been put in with pertussis, or what most people know as whooping cough.
Okay.
So those are the four most popular. For traveling, we do hepatitis A, hepatitis B. You got your meningitis, your HPV vaccines. All these vaccines are really easy. You can come into the pharmacy, make an appointment, and we can give out all of those vaccines. So.
And how does somebody know? I mean, I know that, especially for children, obviously, there's a time frame, and that's kind of laid out for everybody.
Yes.
But for somebody like me who hasn't had a vaccine in years,
right? How
do I know if I need to get a tetanus or a hepatitis or a whatever?
Yeah, a lot of times the doctors will kind of prompt it, or the pharmacy. Really, there's not a lot of vaccines that you get later in life unless there's a specific reason. So when you turn 65, you get pneumonia vaccines.
Okay.
There's 2 pneumonia vaccines, so you try to get the one, and then a year later you get the second, because they are 2 different vaccines. Okay. Your shingles vaccine is another thing that may be 65 or a little younger, depending on if you're at high risk for getting shingles. And then your flu shot is your annual shot.
Right.
But then for things like the tetanus with pertussis, nowadays you have to get that to be around babies, because the whooping cough has kind of come back. So you'll see a lot of grandparents coming in, the parents coming in for that.
That makes sense.
There's and then if you travel, each place you go has different vaccine recommendations, or if you're in healthcare, you get the hepatitis B. So kind of, it just depends on what it is. Good conversation to have.
Yeah.
A lot of times when people come in the pharmacy, ask, what have you had? And let's talk about what you might need.
Right. And let's go back to shingles for just a second, because you said if you're high risk for shingles.
Yes.
How would somebody know if they were high risk? Because I've heard lots of horror stories about shingles. So I think that's important to know.
It is, yeah, because that's really a big talk now, because the new shingles vaccine, which is a 2-shot series, you get 1 shot and then 2 to 6 months you get the second shot. And it's 97% effective. So most people that had a really bad case of chickenpox when they were a kid, or they're around people that have had shingles, or they have a family history of shingles, are usually the people that qualify for it, or want to get it, especially if like their mom has it, then they're like, I'm gonna get it, so those are usually the qualifications we look for it.
All right, well, let's switch gears just a little bit, because here we are still in the middle of winter. Yes. So we do still have things like the flu and colds and other things other than COVID that are still out there that we need to be aware of. What are some things that we can do as prevention?
So, I mean, the main things that we're doing, washing your hands, making sure that you're coughing away from people, wearing masks is a good thing to do. Being safe, taking a multivitamin, just a general multivitamin. There's other vitamins you can add, like there's talk about vitamin D and magnesium and zinc and things like that. Those are immune boosters, elderberry. You can do those things, but in general, I always tell people just start with a multivitamin. Just get, those vitamins replenished that you might be lacking.
And how do you know which one is a good one? Because obviously you go into any pharmacy.
Yes.
And there are so many. I just usually get overwhelmed and think, okay, I don't know, and I walk out.
My main thing is I usually look for in a vitamin is there's a USP verified. It's a little sticker on the side or a little symbol that says USP verified. That just means that there was a secondary verification that what is in it is in it. There can't make any claims or anything with vitamins.
Okay.
But we do want to know that it's not just something somebody made and nobody verified that what they say is in it is in it. Those are usually my main things. Or talk to the pharmacist there, and they usually can have a good recommendation.
Okay. And is it beneficial, like, that you see the labels, this is a multivitamin for women and this is a multivitamin for men. Is there truth to that?
There's a lot of truth to that.
Okay.
I make sure I take, like for mine, I have the women's, because we as women, like for our bones, we're deficient in things like calcium and vitamin D. D, so there's extra of that in it. And for men, there's different things. And then for like the seniors. So, I do recommend, if you can, try to choose one that fits your personal lifestyle.
And what about for kids? Do they need to take one too?
I always recommend that kids take a multivitamin. With their diets and stuff these days, it's really hard to just get that general base layer of vitamins. So at our pharmacy, we do free vitamins for kids. Oh. So it's a program you can sign up for and come in once a month and get vitamins for your kids. So that's kind of something we really do promote.
Yeah, that's excellent. And so I know that you're on this show a lot, but just for somebody who has never seen you before, tell us again where you're located and where they can find you.
We're Ulmer Family Pharmacy, and we're located on Highway 46 going into Bluffton. We're at 68 Bluffton Road. We're kind of right next to Doctor's Care, across from the car wash and the old Montanas. And we're always looking for people to come in and just have some conversations.
Excellent. And do they need an appointment for the vaccines?
We do. We encourage appointments. So if you just walk in, we'll work with you if you can. But to get it processed and do the best, we try to do appointment-based vaccines.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much for being with us, Cathy. It was good to see you. And we'll be right back with more Girl Talk.